Welcome to the Innovators Podcast with Mikey, Joji, and Liz.
Hey, it's Joji.
I'm Liz.
And you can call me Mikey.
Welcome to our podcast.
Today we will be exploring the world of food and agriculture. Ain't that right, Joji?
You got that right, Liz. We're diving into the story of the rainbow papaya, a tropical fruit with a unique history and an essential role in sustainable agriculture.
Oh, wait. Isn't that the modified papaya fruit developed in around 1990s by American phytopathologist and his team at Cornell University?
Yes, his name is Dennis Gonsalves. It is genetically modified and was developed in the 1990s to combat the devastation effects of the papaya ring spot virus, which was threatening the Hawaiian papaya industry. Fun fact, Dennis Gonsalves and his team were the creators of not just one, but two ring spot virus resistant papayas called Sunup and Rainbow, and even his wife, Carol Gonsalves, was part of the project.
Wow, that is awesome. I think it's also very important to give context to this papaya ring spot virus epidemic. Can you tell us more about what happened during that time, Liz? We need some insights here from our history expert.
Sure. So basically, the papaya industry is big in Hawaii. It's their first largest crop in terms of production. Their losses
I think it's actually their fifth, right? I think. Is it fifth or first?
fifth.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No
It's
problem.
their fifth largest crop in terms of production. Their losses actually started in the 1950s on an island in Hawaii called Oahu. The ring spot virus spread there, and they incurred huge economic losses due to that. And so in the 1960s, they tried moving the papaya production industry to another area called Puna, but the virus continued to spread, and it just all went downhill from there by the later half of the 1990s. It was so bad that their production decreased by almost 40%. Needless to say, many farmers were affected, and the huge majority of the people of Hawaii's source of food and income was at a loss.
Dang, that's awful. So how did the rainbow papaya eventually become the knight in shining armor in this situation?
Well, around the same time the US finished the review and testing of a papaya that's genetically engineered called the Rainbow, and they gave the go signal to 200 small farmers to start planting it. Within just 4 years, from 1998 to 2002, they were able to prevent the invasion of the ring spot virus and stop the papaya industry's rapid decline. As for the more technical aspects of it, I'll give the floor to our science expert, Joji, to explain or expound more about that.
No problem, Liz. I got you. Based on my research, the rainbow papaya is a cross between the red flesh sunup and Hawaii's yellow flesh Kapoho solo variety. Ooh, that's a lot. A sunup, for those who don't know, is a transgenic cultivar bearing red-fleshed fruit, and in it contains the papaya ring spot virus protein gene. Transgenic meaning it combines genes from unrelated species. Kapoho solo, on the other hand, is a high in sugar, pear-shaped papaya that has greenish yellow skin that turns completely yellow when it is ripe. It has a peach melon taste or flavor. And so, combining these two, the rainbow papaya is created, which is an F1 hybrid variety of papaya. F1 hybrid is a short term for first generation hybrid seed or plant that comes from the cross-pollination of two different genetically uniform plant varieties, which are those that I just previously mentioned, the Kapoho and the Sunup. Now, if that makes it incredibly confusing for the listeners to follow, then to simplify things, all you have to do is view it like a vaccine. They inserted a gene that will make a papaya plant resistant to or immune to the ring spot virus and combine it all together, forming what we now know of as the rainbow papaya. Whew, that was a lot. I hope you all were able to follow or at least get the gist of how it was formed or how it came to be. As for its more physical features, on the other hand, and taste, I think we can all rely on our resident foodie Mikey to give us a gist of all of that.
Oh, absolutely. So unfortunately, the rainbow papaya does not look like or is colored like an actual rainbow.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah, guys, I know, but it looks like quite like the Kapoho Sola papaya, and there's not much to that, but many say that the taste is what's more important and where it's at. A lot of people say that the flesh is just as sweet as a ripe cantaloupe, and describe the taste as like a tropical melon with mango-like juiciness. It smells slightly musky when it's ripe, and it starts out green, but when it's like 70 to 90% yellow, it will yield to firm but gentle pressure when touched, kind of like an avocado. Then it is definitely ripe and good to eat.
That's really interesting. I would definitely like to try one, but sadly, I heard that they can only be planted in the state of Hawaii.
Well, that is true, but I know that they are imported in countries like Canada and Japan, who gave the approval for it after sun testing. They also have genetically modified papaya that fights papaya ring spot virus in South China called Huanong number 1, and it looks quite similar to a rainbow papaya, but I'm not very knowledgeable on whether it tastes exactly the same. I think they were formulated differently too. What I really want to know though is whether it's safe or not for the body and for the environment. Do you guys have any idea on that?
I'm not so sure about that, Joji, but I'm not quite so sure about the possible negative side effects on the body, but basically, as far as I know, I think that they said it's basically safe to eat. But for the environment, on the other hand, I know it went through a really thorough and rigorous assessment with like two huge agencies or departments in the US. Their EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, and their USDA, Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, and both cleared it and determined that it brings no possible threats or safety concerns to the environment.
Well, hopefully we get to try it soon. Thanks to further advancements in technology, we were able to save industries from falling apart or going out of the business, and also look for cures to prevent the spread of diseases or forms of virus that could not only harm our body but our whole environment as well.
Yeah, GMOs are usually painted in a bad light. But yeah, there are certain issues in the society or the locality where it comes from that it addresses, and there is a reason why this particular GMO was created. And not just because we wanted to see a unicorn fantasy colored fruit for entertainment purposes, but more for utility and purpose.
That's true, although I would also like to see a unicorn fantasy colored food for entertainment purposes, but that's a different topic altogether. I agree with both of your sentiments. I hope you guys learned a lot about the history of the rainbow papaya and many more interesting facts and information that may be useful in the future for when you encounter these types of genetically modified food or organisms.
Yes, and with that, we hope to see you in the next episode of our podcast. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and night to you all.
See you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you again for tuning in. We loved having you all. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye!
On a final note, with National Papaya Month coming up in June, we wanted to end it on a quote from Dennis Gonzalez, the scientist who developed the GMO papaya, was born in Hawaii and graduated from Cornell. He said, "Without biotechnology, there's no papaya industry. Simple as that." which is basically a quote saying that thanks to biotechnology, we're all able to eat Hawaiian papaya today. And that's how we want to end it. Thank you.